Hello you guys, and welcome back to my couch. We're here yet again for another talking video. I just made myself some tea. It quite literally looks like pee, but I promise you it is not. As you can see, I'm holding a mic. When I know that I'm gonna film a talking video, from now on, I'm just gonna use a mic. I don't know what to do with my hands sometimes, and holding this mic just really helps with having something to do. I'm having to hold something, right? Anyways, welcome back everyone, or welcome if you're new here. Hello. As you saw with the title of today's video, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A, answering all of you guys' questions. So of course, I went on Instagram. You guys really came through with really good questions, and I'm gonna be getting into it. From relationships to toxic friendships to my walk with God, I'm gonna get into all of it today. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, if you would like to, all of that is linked down below. With that being said, welcome to my TED Talk where I talk about myself. Okay, so let's get the basics out of the way. What's my name? What's my age? All that stuff. So if you don't know and you're new here, hello, my name is Kimberly. It is spelled Kimberly instead of Ly. Don't know. Funny story on how I got my name. Well, my mom was pregnant with me, and apparently while she was doing, what she had to do on the toilet, she was thinking to herself, what should I call my little girl? And then she looked to get the toilet paper and it said Kimberly Clark, and she said, Kimberly. So that is the backstory on how I got my name. Honestly though, I love my name, and I also like the typo that they did. I was actually born in Mexico myself, and so when my mom went to go do all the birth certificate stuff, they misspelled my name, which honestly I really like. How old am I? I am 20 years old currently. My birthday is June 25th, so in 2 months and a couple of days I will be 21. How do I feel about that? Honestly, sometimes I forget I'm about to be 21. I, for some reason, think I'm still 19. I'm supposed to be a young adult, but I still feel like a teenager sometimes, even though I do have the responsibilities of an adult. Overall, though, I am very excited for 21. I just have such a good feeling about 2023. I'm so excited to take on one more year of life, right? Super excited. Yay! Do I have any birthday twins? Let me know down in the comments. I want to know if anybody has the same birthday as me. June 25th. Okay, so now we're going to get into the questions that you guys actually asked me. I have the questions pulled up and I'm just going to go through them. Somebody asked, what camera do you use to film your YouTube videos? Also love your content, girl. Oh my god, thank you so much. I love you too. So the camera that I use for filming is actually the Canon G7X Mark 2 series. Going into this YouTube thing, I had no idea what camera to get, but I did a lot of research, and this was the best vlogging camera. I recommend this camera to everyone that ever asked me. I love how small and compact it is, and it's very portable. So if you're ever vlogging in public, you don't have a huge camera just making it super obvious. You can be kind of discreet about it. Also, the quality is amazing. Although it doesn't have 4K, it does have the 1080 quality, which I love. The only downside that I'm currently facing with this camera, it doesn't have the input jack for a microphone. If I want really good audio quality, in talking videos especially, I have to have a mic connected to my phone and then sync the audio. It does make me in the future want to buy an upgraded version of the Canon cameras, but yes, I am a Canon girly. I love my camera. Next question is, what made you want to start YouTube? That's a really good question. So I also want to add to this question. I actually got asked by somebody, how do you have time to post so much on Instagram and on YouTube? And I think the answer for both of those questions is I literally have no social life that I make up for it by talking to a camera. Look, if being a loner and having no friends ever did anything good for me, it was this. It was pushing me to just film videos and post it online, which I'm very grateful for. But ever since I was little, I remember always telling my mom, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be famous. Maybe I never necessarily meant actually famous in the sense of pop star, because back then I did refer to famous as in a singer, because I really loved to sing. It kind of went away with time, kind of just realized that maybe it's not my calling, right? But I have always been a very creative individual, always just wanting to create. I started messing around with filming videos, editing them on my phone, and I absolutely loved it. In a way, I feel like YouTube is my voice. It's the way for me to express myself to the world. I was always identified as a shy girl. Everyone knew me as she's shy. And I feel like YouTube really just helped me get rid of that stereotype for myself and just say, no, like, you can speak your mind. And it really, really just took me out of that shell. I put my fears aside and I started filming, recording myself, editing my videos, and here we are. Honestly, one of the best decisions I made for myself, and I'm really glad that I didn't let my fear take over and stop me from doing what I love. Okay, so now into the juicy stuff. Someone said, are you single? I don't know, am I? I'm currently not in a relationship, but I am also not looking. That is all I'm gonna say about that. Favorite type of food? Okay, I have hyperfixation, so I obsess over a new food every month or two. My current fixation would be, for some reason, it's Chick-fil-A. I love me some Chick-fil-A, but for a couple months, it was pho. I love pho, and I just craved it all the time. And maybe it had to do with the colder weather and soup and broth. But then before that, I think it was sushi. It's always changing, but currently I've been obsessed with the deluxe chicken sandwich, lettuce wrapped. I get it lettuce wrapped because apparently I have a gluten intolerance, which breaks my heart because I love bread. I love bread, but honestly the lettuce wrapped is still really good. But yeah, that is my current favorite food. Next question. Someone said, not a question, but room tour, house tour, question mark. Girl, okay, I really, really want to film a house tour. If you don't know, I live in a tiny house. I think I mentioned that in every single one of my videos. Because I don't have the stairs for the loft, I feel like it's very hard for you to even know I live in a tiny house. It looks like a room right now. Trust me, it's coming in the future sometime, hopefully this year. I'm hoping. So I have to finish the lofts. I have to get the custom stairs done. It's not cheap, it's expensive, and I'm doing it all on my own. I have to finish the restroom as well. I already have the shower installed. I have this tiny, really cute sink. I don't want to do a tour until it is completely done and furnished. It'll be so worth it at the end, but stay tuned. What are your thoughts on anxiety and how do you deal with it? My thoughts on anxiety are, it sucks. It really, really sucks. What's interesting is growing up in a Hispanic household, you never really talked about anxiety. If you're Hispanic, you 100% relate to this. It's very hard to speak about mental health. It was all either you're lazy or you're making it up or you're sick. No such thing as mental health. My mom has gotten way better at understanding me and helping me cope. I had really, really, really bad social anxiety when I was in high school, hence my shyness, but it wasn't really shyness. By nature, I am not shy. It was my anxiety. I remember specifically I would walk in the halls, and when you're walking in the halls, obviously there's lockers and there's people everywhere. You're in a public place. I felt like I was on a runway and all eyes were on me. That's the best way for me to describe it, just all eyes on me. Even though literally probably only one person was looking at me, in my head, all eyes were on me. I would start tearing. I'd want to cry. So then I just looked down. I wonder if anybody ever noticed that. But again, I was always alone, so maybe not. Sometimes it would get bad where I would actually go into a restroom and just calm myself down, take some deep breaths. But presenting, heck no. I literally would rather an earthquake strike in that moment than me have to stand up in front of a class and present. Those memes on TikToks that's you trying to do a presentation and that one person in class that's I can't hear you, can you say it louder? That was always me. Every single time they would be can you say it louder? If you knew what I was going through already and for you to say that, I literally cannot speak. Yeah, I just had a really hard time accepting that I could take up space in the world. But how I have dealt with it, I always like to be aware when I'm having an anxiety attack, just take those deep breaths. I let myself feel my emotions. I understand that being someone that's always home alone, yes, it's gonna affect me because I'm not used to that kind of setting. I am a little bit more graceful with myself to understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. But I really just have asked God to take it from me. This is not from you, God. Give me the confidence, give me the ability to be in this room, in this space, and allow me to take up space for myself and just be okay with being here. And honestly, that really helps me a lot. Very good question. I really enjoy talking about mental health on here because it's very important. Another question is how to deal with toxic friendships. This is a good question. I have had my fair share of toxic friendships. Over the years, I have really, really gotten so good with setting boundaries for myself. I would very much recommend setting those boundaries for yourself. Sometimes you might have really good intentions with a person, but they might not reciprocate that back to you. When I was in middle school, I had some girls that I considered my friends. I saw that the way they were treating me was not nice and was not right. That really led me to isolate myself a lot. I'm really grateful for these experiences because they really just taught me to learn to be okay with myself, learn to be okay with my own company. A lot of people struggle with that, and trust me, I did too for a while. I felt like, wow, like no one wants to be my friend. I just want someone to give my love to. The one thing I will say is better to be alone than to have bad company around you. I'm currently kind of dealing with something like this. Ever since my numbers started growing on my social medias, I'm still the same girl. I have not changed whatsoever. I want to stay as humble as possible about it. And so I've had some girls reach out to me and say, hey, like, do you want to hang out? Are you kidding? Yes, I want to hang out. But unfortunately, I've kind of just come to the realization that they don't genuinely want to be my friend. They just want to use me, use my platforms and get information from me, which really, really broke my heart because I genuinely thought these people wanted to get to know me. But that was not the case. Just always remember, rejection is God's protection. God sees things that we might not. And if I know that I did my best and I gave my best, if relationships, friendships didn't work out, it's not really a loss for you. Just remember that. Next question was, can we get a tattoo tour? Of course. I only have 2 tattoos. I have this little one in my hand. It's a little heart. I have to get my nails done. I also have this one right here. It says Divine Being. I don't and I do regret them. I got these when I didn't know God the way that I know God now. But yeah, no more tattoos for me, which is crazy because 18-year-old me wanted sleeves. Like I wanted, well, not like all sleeves, but like just, you know, I wanted tattoos everywhere, like those really cute ones. Good thing I didn't have money and it's not gonna happen anymore. So can we get a funny story? Oh gosh, I've had so many embarrassing things happen to me. I can't even think of one. Probably not even funny, but I was thinking about it this morning. When I was in intermediate or middle school, I think it was intermediate, we would can I speak? We would have a courtyard outside, so whenever it was time for us to go home and wait for our buses, we would all just be in the courtyard. One day I was standing out there waiting for my bus, and I had a friend with me. This guy, a year above us, he came up to me. He's like, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, like Kim. And this dude really says, hey, I was standing over there and I saw you and I just thought you were so beautiful. Do you want to be my girlfriend? And you want to know what the worst part is? I said yes to a stranger. So me and this guy dated for like 24 hours. Okay, you know what? I only said yes because I was filled with anxiety. Hence, we were just talking about how bad my anxiety got. So I looked at my friend when he asked me, and I'm over here freaking out. Like, all these things are going through my head. Like, oh my God, what do I say? And so I look at my friend and I'm like, what do I say? And she's like, just say yes. She told me to say yes. Okay, obviously did not mean to actually say yes. So for the remainder of the time I was waiting for my bus, she left me alone with this guy that I don't even know, but now we were dating. We are so dumb sometimes. My bus ends up getting there and he hugs me and I hug him and I'm like, bye, see you tomorrow. Oh my gosh. As soon as I got home, I texted him and I was like, hey, sorry, I actually didn't mean to say yes, so I'm breaking up with you. Yep. I haven't even taken a single sip of my tea. A quick little ASMR moment for you guys. Could you hear that? Y'all, that's not even the worst part. I ended up doing it again. Like, I didn't just learn from my mistake. This next time, I was sitting at lunch with my friend and I'm eating. It's a normal day and this guy comes sits next to me. This one is not as bad because I actually at least knew his name. We didn't talk like that, but like I at least knew who I was speaking to, right? And so he's like, hey, Kim, you look very beautiful today. I wanted to ask you, do you want to be my girlfriend? And again, just like last time, I look over at my friend and I'm like, hey, what do I say? Because apparently I just could not make my own decisions. I always had to ask people to make decisions for me. So she ended up saying, just say yes. And so I was like, okay. I don't even think I said yes, y'all. I think I said okay. He walked me to my next class and I was like, what the heck? Like, I don't want a boyfriend. Like, why did I just agree to this? Like, we had the next period together, and so I didn't even tell him. I wrote him a little note because during this time everyone would pass around notes, so I wrote him a little note like, hey, I'm so sorry, but like I'm gonna break up with you because I didn't mean to say yes. And so yeah, look, that was not one of my brightest moments. We live and we learn. I can guarantee you that I do not just say yes to random guys now, okay? I am very picky. Okay, so somebody asked, what are some things you struggle with in your walk with Christ? This is a really good question because I think it's very important for us Christians to be vulnerable with each other. It's very easy to just put up a front on social media and pretend like you're perfect and that you read the Bible every single day and, you know, you're just this perfect little Christian, which none of us are. Nobody on this earth. The only perfect being that walked on this earth was Jesus Christ, okay? So you can bet that I am far, far, far from perfect, you guys. Far from perfect. One of the biggest struggles that I find myself coming across is reading my Bible every day. I have so many distractions just coming my way, just always distracting me from reading my word. Where is this coming from? Like, why is it so hard for me to just get up from my bed and go read the Bible, especially if I know that it's something good for me, good for my soul? And of course, you get to the bottom of it and you're like, oh, no, it's the enemy holding me back. Distractions come in all kinds of forms and ways. Your phone, family, kids, if you have kids, animals. There's just so many things for us to make excuses for. But at the end of the day, I know that it is my own fault, and if I really wanted to, I would find a way to get things done no matter what. And this is me being super honest with you guys. You know, I'm really trying to stick to reading at least 30 minutes to an hour every day. So that's one thing. Another thing that I really struggled with, but I think I have gotten so much better at, was letting go of my worldly music that I knew was not good. I knew messages in the song were not good, but I just really did not want to let go those mainstream media songs that are just so catchy and like you don't want to let go of. But I kept asking God, you know, take this desire from me. I don't want to listen to it if it's not good for me. And honestly, I don't even know when the transition happened for me, but now all I listen to is Christian music. Of course, sometimes if I'm out with friends, it's okay. I think it's just very good for me personally to be aware of what I'm listening to when I'm on my own. Of course, you can't always be controlling the music, whether you're out in public or, you know, whatever. But personally, that desire of me wanting to put on those songs has gone away. Very thankful for that. Whatever it might be that you might find yourself struggling with, definitely pray about it. Give it to God. You're not alone in this. We have a God that understands what it means to be tempted by the devil. So give it to him and let him help you. With that, you guys, we have come to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed just listening to me talk about myself, talk about my stories, my experiences, my advice. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you guys join my community. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of my social medias are linked down below. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.